Hello and welcome. The July 22nd, 2026 meeting of the San Mateo County Board of Education will come to order. As is our practice, this meeting will be recorded. The board provides remote access for members of the public and welcomes community members joining in person and remotely. The board is following the requirements of Senate Bill SB 707, which enables remote participation by board members only under specific circumstances. We use simultaneous interpretation in Spanish for those attending virtually through the end of public comment. Translation will continue further into the meeting if people are utilizing the channel. Thank you to our interpreters, Ana Cruz and Kimberly Larios, for joining us remotely. For meeting attendees wishing to access the Spanish translation channel on Zoom, please click on the interpretation button on the menu bar. We ask speakers to be mindful of the Spanish interpretation and to speak slowly and clearly. Item 1B is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Is there a second? Thank you. There is a motion to approve the agenda made by Trustee O'Neill and a second by Trustee Love. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion passes with a vote of 6-0, and the agenda for tonight's meeting has been approved. Item 2 is public comment. Guidelines for public comment are available on the SMCOE website and in board docs and on the table outside the boardroom in both English and in Spanish. For speakers who require Spanish interpretation, our interpreters, Ms. Cruz and Ms. Larios, will interpret following each speaker's comments. At this time, members of the public may provide comment for topics not included on the approved agenda. Please note that the County Board of Education does not act upon any matter that has not been agendized except under limited circumstances as permitted by the law. It is the policy of the County Board to refer matters raised in this forum to the Superintendent for investigation and/or action where appropriate. Superintendent Chavez, do we have any comments submitted prior to the meeting for topics not on the approved agenda?
No comments were submitted.
Thank you. Speakers are also invited to make live comment and will have 3 minutes to speak. Please make sure to keep within the time limits. To make a comment over Zoom, members of the public may use the raise hand feature. Instructions for using this feature are provided as an attachment in the board packet. Once the hand is raised, please wait to be acknowledged by Superintendent Chavez. Superintendent Chavez, are there any members of the public attending remotely who wish to make a comment at this time for topics not on the approved agenda?
I do see 2 raised hands. The first speaker, Ahan Jain. Ahan, you may speak.
Dear San Mateo County Board Office of Education, my name is Ahan Jen. I'm a rising sophomore at high school, as well as a co-founder and co-director of Conserve, a youth-led nonprofit that's dedicated to combating climate change by passing school board policy. Since Conserve's founding, we've passed resolutions in school districts impacting over 111,000 students, committing districts to climate literacy, building electrification, climate audits, and more. But most importantly, in the past few months, we worked with the Santa Clara County Office of Education to unanimously pass a resolution recognizing air pollution last week on July 15th, and we'd love to introduce a similar resolution within San Mateo. Air pollution poses a severe threat to school operations and student success. Data from the National Bureau of Economic Research reveals that even minor increases in localized air pollution triggers up to a 5.7% increase in student absences, a 13.1% spike in teacher sick days, and a 28% rise in violent office discipline referrals. An air pollution resolution, or a resolution that recognizes the threat of air pollution in San Mateo, could do several things. First, it could recognize Clean Air Day on the first Wednesday of October. It could celebrate May as Clean Air Month, or it could commit the Office of Education to collaborate with local agencies and schools to combat air pollution and integrate air pollution into school curriculum. I would love for the opportunity to work with county staff and interested trustees to draft a resolution tailored specifically to San Mateo's priorities and existing sustainability goals. Thank you so much for your time and for your commitment to serving the students of San Mateo. I'd be happy to speak with any interested trustees after today's meeting.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Our next speaker, Kelly Liu. Kelly, you may speak.
Dear San Mateo Board of Education trustees, my name is Kelly and I'm a rising senior in high school. I'm the other co-founder and co-director of Conserve, which is a youth-led 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to advancing sustainability in K through 12 schools. Since Conserve's founding, we've passed climate action resolutions in over 20 school districts that house over 111,000 students. These past resolutions commit districts to various sustainability measures such as climate literacy, solar panels, air pollution education, and more. More importantly, though, we've recently unanimously passed an air pollution resolution within the Santa Clara County Office of Education that recognizes the threat that air pollution poses to our youth and commits the county to integrating air pollution literacy into curriculum and encouraging collaboration between public agencies to combat the threat. We also have our particulate matter initiative that is working to increase air pollution monitoring access across Santa Clara County and host workshops to teach students how to build their own air purifiers and air quality monitors, which have already reached over 1,700 students. The threat of air pollution impacts every single student. Research from the University of Chicago found that a minimal increase in air pollution can reduce test scores by 6 to 8%. Additionally, air pollution can result in respiratory diseases such as lung cancers and many more. We're hoping to expand on our previous work in Santa Clara County and pass an air pollution recognition resolution in other counties of education, offices of education to expand these opportunities. We're hoping to work with San Mateo County Office of Education to pass a similar resolution that could recognize air pollution as a threat to youth, integrate air pollution into curriculum, or work to combat and monitor air pollution in a tangible manner. Thank you for your time and your commitment to serving the students of San Mateo County, and I would love to speak to any interested trustees after the meeting.
Thank you, Kelly. Those are the, no, I see no more raised hands.
Okay, thank you. Members of the public may also provide live comment in person. Superintendent Chavez, do we have any submitted cards for topics not on the approved agenda?
No submitted cards.
Thank you. Public comment addressing a specific agenda item will be heard after the board's discussion on the item. If members of the public wish to speak to a specific agenda item, please use the raise hand feature when the item is announced, or if in person, submit a card in advance of the item. Cards can be found on the table outside of the boardroom and given to a staff member when completed. Item 3A is the July 2026 Employee of the Month, Spring Ho, Payroll and Retirement Analyst, District Business Services Division. Will Spring please join me in the middle of the room? So each month, the board and the superintendent recognize an employee for providing outstanding service. For the month of July 2026, we recognize Spring Ho, Payroll and Retirement Analyst, District Business Services Division. So Spring was hired in substitute and temporary assignments starting in September of 2019 and began serving in permanent positions in December 2020. Her roles have included Administrative Assistant 2, Student Services Specialist, Payroll Specialist, and July of 2025, she was hired in her current position, Payroll and Retirement Analyst. Spring joined the team during a critical transition for the new frontline ERP system, and since that time, she has demonstrated initiative, technical expertise, and dedication, making her an invaluable asset to the county office. Despite missing the initial implementation training, she quickly mastered the complex payroll audit processes and successfully streamlined the CalPERS retirement reporting. Spring carries significant responsibility as the primary CalPERS reporting analyst for 24 local educational agencies, all 23 school districts, and the county office, managing over 10 million in retirement uploads and payments each month. Her precision and accountability are evident in the roughly 50 CalPERS letters she processes each month, including those related to membership enrollment, service credit, retired, annual appointments, and separation notices. She has established proactive procedures to manage and relay information to each school district in order for employee records to be updated accurately and on time in the CalPERS system. By leveraging CalPERS online resources, working directly with CalPERS support to resolve adjustments, and maintaining strict compliance with complex regulations. Spring consistently meets every deadline and helps protect the county office from costly penalties. I know Kevin really appreciates that too. So beyond her technical and research skills, praised by multiple districts, Spring brings a genuinely positive energy to the workplace each and every day. She is a trusted team member who supports others generously, communicates well, and helps strengthen working relationships both across our internal teams and among districts. We are proud of our county office staff and are honored to recognize Spring for her outstanding contributions. Congratulations for being named Employee of the Month for July of 2026. Would you like to say a few words?
I just want to shout out my team, the payroll audit team, the payroll staff, districts, county office. I also want to shout out Rachel and Tanya and Doris, and thank you so much for everyone's support.
For you. Congratulations. Congratulations again. For item 5A, we have the introduction of Sharon Zimmern, Coordinator, College, Career, and Community Partnerships, Educational Services Division, who is joining us remotely. Coordinator Sharon.
I think we just lost her.
No, I'm here.
Oh, no, there she is. I see you,
Hi,
Sharon.
hi, hello. Good evening, Board President Torres, members of the board, Superintendent Chavez. My name is Sharon Zimmern, and I'm excited to join San Mateo County Office of Education College, Career, and Community Partnership Department. I'm here and ready to provide support to school counselors, helping students navigate post-secondary pathways, including college and short-term training programs. I began my career at the intersection of education and social services before becoming a school counselor with San Francisco Unified School District in the early 2000s. Throughout my career, I have partnered with students, families, educators, community-based organizations, higher education institutions to expand access to college and career opportunities. My first-year priorities will include increasing access to californiacolleges.edu that supports counselors to monitor students' A through G completion and easier distribution of transcript information for graduates. I will also look for ways to support school counselors, helping all students complete financial aid forms, the FAFSA, and the California DREAM Act application. In addition, I will work to support the implementation of the California State University Direct Admissions Program to create a seamless pathway to college for all. As a first-generation college graduate, I understand the transformative power of informed guidance and believe every student can achieve their goals with tailored support and the right information at the right time. I hold a Master's of Science in Counseling, credentials in School Counseling and School Administration, and certification in Career Facilitation. Outside of work, I enjoy hiking, gardening, and camping. Thank you for this opportunity to serve students in San Mateo County.
Welcome and thank you for the introduction. For item 5A, we have the approval of our regular board meeting. So is there a motion to approve the minutes of the June 10, 2026 regular board meeting as presented? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve the minutes of the June 10, 2026 regular board meeting made by Trustee Love and a second by Trustee Alvaro. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The motion passes with a vote of 6-0 and the minutes of the June 10, 2026 regular board meeting have been approved. For item 5B, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the June 24th, 2026 regular board meeting as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second? Thank you. There is a motion to approve the minutes of the June 24th, 2026 regular board meeting made by Trustee Alvaro and a second by Trustee Love. Is there any further discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
I like to recuse myself. I wasn't there. And just one correction on page 2. Section 5 does say by a vote of 5 in favor, and my last name is there. So just, that's all.
1 second while I write that down.
Yeah. Second page, section
You got
5.
those? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Those abstaining?
2, me, aye.
Thank you. The motion passes with a vote of 4-0 and 2 abstaining, and the minutes of the June 24th, 2026 regular board meeting have been approved. Item 6 is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is not debatable and requires a unanimous vote for passage. An item may be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular order of business for separate discussion and action if any member of the board, the superintendent, or the public so requests. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve the consent agenda made by Trustee O'Neill and a second by Trustee Alvaro. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion passes with a vote of 6-0 and the consent agenda has been approved. For item 7A, Kevin Boltema, Deputy Superintendent, Business Services Division, will present the public disclosure of the successor collective bargaining agreement between the San Mateo County Superintendent of Schools and California School Employees Association and its Chapter 158 for the 2025 through 2027 year. Deputy Superintendent Boltema.
Flying through the agenda. Good evening, Board President Torres, members of the board, and Superintendent Chavez. We are bringing forward the agreement for the 25-26 and 26-27 year with our CSEA Group 158. It represents a 3.5% increase in both 25-26 and 26-27 and includes increases in the health and welfare contribution for the district, from the districts. The total cost of the agreement for 25-26 is $149,689 and estimated at $154,139 for 2026-27. So this is an informational item. Just want to bring it to you for your information.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board? I'm seeing none. Are there any from the public?
No comments from the public.
Thank you. There is no action to take on this item. For item 7B, Kevin Baltima, Deputy Superintendent, Business Services Division, will present the public disclosure of the compensation adjustments for San Mateo County Office of Education, confidential and management employees for 2026 through 2027. Deputy Superintendent Baltima.
So for the first time since I've been here, we are actually settled with all of our employee groups and unrepresented groups. For our unrepresented group, both confidential and management, we have agreed to a 3.5% salary increase effective July 1 of 2026, and also increases in health and welfare contribution both for individual and employee plus one. So again, the budget that was presented included these increases already, and so we present this to you for your information.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board? Any comments from the public?
No comments from the public.
There is no action to take on this item. Thank you.
I just want to point out our payroll people worked so hard this summer to do all the retroactivity related to these agreements, plus all the setups of salary schedules going forward. They're going to get a nice, well-deserved rest as we move into the rest of the year. So I want to thank our payroll people.
Thank you so much. Moving on to item 7C, we have superintendent comments. Superintendent Chavez, do you have any comments to share?
I do have a couple. Thank you, President Torres. So I want to congratulate Associate Superintendent Chris Shouse. She will be stepping into a president role for the Association of California School Administrators, ACSA Region 5. So congratulations on your leadership. And then just join me in extending good birthday wishes. We have 3 members of our team that will be celebrating this month or in August. Trustee Love will be celebrating on, let me check my notes, on August 2nd. Associate Superintendent Mary Young, also on August 2nd. They share the day. very special day. And then Vice President Beverly Gerard will be celebrating on August 10th. So happy birthday to everyone. Those are the comments.
Thank you. For item 8A, the board will engage in a first reading of 2 updated board policies, Board Bylaw 9150, Student Board Members, and Board Bylaw 9240, Board Training. No action is required. These will come back to the board at its August 19, 2026 meeting for second readings and action. Superintendent Chavez?
Yes. So these were bylaws that the subcommittee worked on back in June 8th, and these are updates. You'll in your packet you have redlined documents as well as the current bylaws for reference. And so, if there are any comments or adjustments, I'm happy to take those today or at the next meeting for the second reading.
Any comments or questions from the board? Trustee Arias?
Yeah, just to, so the adopted ones are the 2023.
For the student board member, the current adopted policy was adopted back in 2025, November 19th, 2025.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the board training, the current policy was adopted back in 2023. You're correct.
Okay. And just have a question. Well, I make a few notes if it's okay for me to ask, like around that. Well, this is a comment. I'm really happy to see that, there's reimbursement of mileage because that's going to support the participation, transportation. I see for the student county board member, I'm in the draft. And then just a question, and maybe just to share with the board and maybe just kind of like think about in the first page on section 2, A, core and community schools staff shall provide students with information regarding the opportunity. What would the difference be if we have must provide, so that all students, know about the opportunity, that there's a opportunity to serve in the county board?
That would be
Must and shall, yeah.
if the subcommittee members would like to share, that'd be great.
So the section where it says there shall be 2 student, or no, you're talking about
Section 2A.
It's, yeah.
2A.
So section core and community schools, number 2.
So
So is
shall,
the first-
shall is the word that we would use in a resolution. Shall means that they will do it. That's requirement. It means
means
must.
must.
It's the
Okay.
same thing for that.
Okay, so that was my question. So
Yeah.
thank you, because,
They-
I just want to make sure that it's going to happen. That's what I'm saying.
They shall do it. It's not they may. May or shall
Okay,
would be the difference.
Perfect. Okay, so that was one of my questions. So, and then the other one that I have here for the second page, role and responsibility of student board members. The student county board members shall have the right to attend all county board meetings except closed sessions. When I go into student board member, sorry, I made some notes in here. The responsibilities, roles and responsibilities, and then when you move into the training, it talks about that the students, once elected, the incoming student board member shall be provided, alternate student county board members. If the county board determines that student county board member is not fulfilling the duties of the position, so my question, going back into roles and responsibilities, when we say they have the right to attend all county board members, do we say require or they just have the right? Like if,
We wouldn't require that they
okay.
that they have to attend.
okay,
I think the issue is if they show they don't attend and they don't ever have a reason why they're not attending, and then they let us know, you know what, this isn't really a good fit for me, then the board could probably look at it. I would assume that's what we mean by that.
So, yeah, just wondering, and that's why I put my little question, fulfilling duties of position. So would that, just to make it more clear, would it mean missing meetings, this many meetings, you know, whether it is because, you know, they can't attend or don't want to, right? Because they're not required, but they have the right?
So do you want to make an edit to this to clarify something on that?
Yeah, so I'm bringing it for discussion to understand if somebody reads it this way. To me, when I was reading it, right, and then went back into the training and the alternate student county board member, it says that if they're not fulfilling their duties, right? So just to make it clear that their duties do not specifically say you are required to be here every single meeting, right? Because they're not required.
So I think part of the, also, I lean to leaving that open, and then when we do training and outreach so I used to work with the student board members, and they always had a lot of questions, like, do I come, do I speak, what do I do? So I would just explain kind of what their role is, and I don't know that we need to make it really rigid on them. I think if it's not going to work, everybody's going to know it's not going to work, because they're usually not going to be able to attend, and they're not going to be able to participate, and they're not able to tell us that they're not coming. I think if they make a good effort, you know, they're students, they have things happening in their lives, that we wouldn't hold that against them. So I think in trying to legislate that, it's probably better to leave it a little bit more flexible and then use the onboarding process and the recruitment process to kind of let the students know what the general expectations are.
Yeah, and exactly for that is because I want to make sure that the student that is placed does not loses their place in the board because of, you know, that is clear enough for them too in this, is it bylaw? What is it? Yeah. What's the bylaw 9150? You know, because I understand what you're saying, and I definitely agree, but I wonder if that needs to show in even a word, a sentence, something that is clear to make sure that difference between, there's going to be flexibility, but at the same time, you know, a student is not taken out of the board because of reasons beyond their.
Okay, so I thought you were saying that we should say they should be at the board meetings.
Oh, no. I'm thinking about, you know, because if we're thinking about Corning Community Schools, the population of students that we're thinking about, I'm just making sure that if they're placed in the position, when they're asked and they're not fulfilling their responsibilities, it's clear why they're, you know, I understand that because I think it's important, that flexibility, because of the population of students. So, but when I read it, I don't really see that protection. So I'm not sure. I'm just bringing this to the board, to everybody to.
No, these are excellent
Just
questions.
to
And
make
this,
sure.
I always view the policy as sort of the general like framework on which we build sort of all the rest of the process, the onboarding, but I think somebody else wants to say something.
Yeah, Trustee Benini.
So if I'm looking at the first paragraph and it just says they have the right to attend, I see what Trustee Arias is saying is we don't want to be punitive. However, it might make sense to say that we want them to attend, or we expect them to in some way, or we encourage them to attend, or something like that.
Or even adding
so that it's
to that.
clear, like, oh yeah, you can come if you want. I know that we would communicate it separately, but the policy in and of itself should be able to somewhat stand alone to understand the expectations. And I'm, again, not saying maybe that, I'm not at all saying that if there are reasons why they can't, that would be punitive, but just so that they understand, like, we want you here, we encourage you to be here, instead of saying you have the right to. I think it would be more instructive in terms
Or
of the
expected, like you
expectations.
said.
Yeah, encourage, expect, or something like that. So I would support a modification to that, into that regard. I don't know if we needed additional language to cover the the flexibility part. We could read it again and look at that, but anyway, I would support the first piece.
Trustee Alvaro. Thank you.
Thank you. That particular sentence, I would advocate we leave alone because we could add another sentence if we want to. What it says is that the student shall have the right to attend all the county board meetings except closed sessions, and that's a really important piece.
Yeah.
Then if you want to have another one, another sentence that says the expectation is that the student will be at as many meetings as feasible. I don't want to wordsmith here, but I'm just saying we could have a second sentence that says, we expect you to show up. But the first sentence, I think, has to be left alone because that is part of that Ed Code 1000 that says they can't come to closed session meetings.
Oh, sure. No, that for sure not coming, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with, oh, sorry, Trustee Love.
The only thing I would just point back to is at the very beginning, the county board supports the participation of high school students in county board governance. I think that's the general invitation. So if we're going to say something, or we can change it. We were trying to follow the CSBA language and not make a lot of edits to things, so that when we have to go back and redo them, that there's a whole start over. But we already have redone this one a little bit from CSB, I believe, so, because we added our court and community and made some other changes.
Yeah.
So we can take this back to the subcommittee and look at this again.
Okay, yeah, I think more than anything, I think when I read it, it just felt they have the right, but they might or might not come if they don't want to. So I feel like just making sure that, like I said, if because of the population of students, they might encounter a lot of situations where they're not available, right? But what is the expectation of them being in this position?
Trustee Benini?
I just wanted to clarify, I guess, with Superintendent Chavez. Obviously, we have this policy in place already. These are changes that are not substantive in terms of like seeking someone from our court and community schools. So this isn't delaying that in any way.
No, we do have a policy in place. For the court and community program, we're waiting for the students to come back to engage in that process.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I really like Trustee Alvaro's point of keeping it just for, like, yes, they have the right, but are not included in our executive closed session ones. And I really liked maybe just adding one more line, with the line being they are expected to attend as many meetings as they are able to. And I don't want to end on a preposition, but kind of completing that, whatever that looks like. Just a thought. I like that idea. Trustee Benini?
I just have one more comment. I do recall a circumstance, like not last year because we didn't have a student board member, but the prior year with Bethany, that there was some sort of a closed session that we invited her to attend. And I cannot remember what it was. But I feel like she asked if she could attend one, and I'm not sure what it was right now. But I think that we should
I don't
just
think legally
check
we
that.
can do that.
Well, I don't know, but it's
I know
in my
she
mind.
asked to attend a couple of committee meetings.
No, it wasn't that. But maybe we can just look into that to make sure it. I'll reread the ed code as well. But you might not have a right. They might not have a right to attend it, but we might. I don't know if there's some exception to that. So I'm just curious from that recollection of her request.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
There was a request. No, I
Okay.
think he said she could. I'm not sure.
I'll look into it. Yeah, we'll look into it.
Any other comments or questions from the board? Are there any comments from the public?
Sorry.
Oh, yes, Trustee Arias?
Sorry, last one. I make another, just want to confirm the other, at the bottom of second page, it says that the county board, student board members, they will be provided these opportunities, trainings, workshops, conferences, and those offered by California School Boards Associations. And I made a little note, will the student attend conference, and will they have the right to attend the conference, and will they be paid for their expenses?
They have in the past
Okay.
attended conferences, and the county office, I'm not really sure exactly how much, if it was everything paid for or partial, but
Partial?
everything Jensen.
And so is it a reimbursement, or is it that it's paid for them?
We could
I just, again,
register the
counting
students. Yeah,
Corn Community School students, so that's why I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
The way I envision it, but I can connect with Kevin. We can pay with our county credit card for their registration and their hotel if needed. So we can do that up front.
Okay, I just feel that, again, being that is this population would be very supportive in order for them, if they want to go, but they can afford it, right? Even if you reimburse it, they won't be able to attend. So thank you. Okay, thank you. Last one.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the board? Any comments from the public?
No comments from the public.
Thank you. There is no action to take on this item. For item 8B, the board will have second readings and take action on 4 new board policies. Board Policy 5131.8, Mobile Communication Devices. Board Policy 6141.2, Recognition of Religious Beliefs and Customs. Board Policy 6142.1, Sexual Health and HIV/AIDS Prevention Instruction. And Board Policy 6142.8, Comprehensive Health Education. Superintendent Chavez.
Thank you, President Torres. So these policies are coming before you for second read and adoption. They are new policies. That's why there are no current policies to compare it to. And this is what the subcommittee is recommending.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Thank you. Is there a motion to approve a new board policy 5131.8, board policy 6141.2, board policy 6142.1, and board policy 6142.8?
Move approval.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There is a motion to approve new board policy 5131.8, board policy 6141.2, board policy 6142.1, and board policy 6142.8, made by Trustee Alvaro and a second by Trustee Arias. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion passes with a vote of 6-0, and the new board policy 5131.8, board policy 6141.2, board policy 6142.1, and board policy 6142.8 have been approved. For item 8C, when an ad hoc subcommittee meets or a representative attends a meeting related to their given assignment, board members may choose to bring a report to the board at this time. Would any board members like to report out? Trustee Alvaro?
Thank you. Just wanted to follow up and let everyone know that we did have a meeting with the Y representatives. It was Superintendent Chavez and Deputy Superintendent Baltima and I represented us. And then there was quite a bit. It was a good meeting, a lot discussed. And then subsequently, just the other day, we met with our subcommittee, which is Mr. Torres, Ms. Love, and Attorney Cho was with us, and we made sure everybody was on the same page. So we will be bringing the proposal for the teacher housing up at Jones Gulch back to the August board meeting.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Any other report outs? Are there any comments from the public?
No comments from the public.
Thank you. There is no action to take on this item. For item 8D, board members will comment. Trustee Alvaro?
Just a couple things quickly. Happy birthday to Trustee Love and Gerard. And I may be wrong, but I think this Friday might be a birthday of someone on staff. Is that true? Am I crazy? It's Chris Shaw's birthday this Friday.
Oh.
So I write things down because I will never remember. So I had that written down. Like, I think it's Chris's birthday. So happy birthday also to you. And I just wanted to say, just thank you publicly to Jennifer Perna for all the work that she does behind the scenes, makes our job possible. We we come in, and especially a special meeting like we had last week, we come in and we work hard. But we could never get it done if all of the backstage prep were not done in advance. And so I really have to thank you, Jennifer, for that, and making it all look as seamless as possible when we know it ain't. And then just also, in terms of behind the scenes, I like backstage, the backstage folks, both Leo and Zach, because the tech support they do to make these hybrid meetings work, to make it possible for me to zoom in when I have to make it possible for the public to zoom in, that's a lot of work. And so I just really wanted to take a moment and thank the trio that keeps us moving, especially Jennifer. That's all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Arias?
Thank you. Well, I also want to wish happy birthdays to Patricia, Beverly, and Chris. Happy birthday. And I want to share that on July 13th to the 16th, I was in LA with our board president in a conference of the National Association of Latino Elected Officials. It was such an amazing and so informative. I have so much information that I wanted to share that I don't think I have for today. But I like to take the opportunity for next meeting to just bring bullet points really quick, because it's very, very important information that I think it relates to the holistic approach of education. Even though this was elected officials, we were many, not just directed with county board, but many other positions, city councils, supervisors, and many more. But again, I think the information that was shared, I like to bring, and I like to make it in a very bullet point kind of information. So I was going to push myself for today, but I said, next meeting, I'll do that. Today marks for me at least, is the first meeting of this new fiscal year. So I completed one fiscal year as appointed in the position of District 3, trustee for District 3. And it's just been an amazing experience to be for that complete school year. Lots of information. Thank you for the opportunities to attend conferences, because I think that really fulfills when all of the information, cannot be delivered in one meeting or one session that we have here in our board meetings. There's a lot of information out there in conferences and workshops, and it really makes a difference in how each of us, I think, grow and develop our skills to be in the board. So today, I really want to do an announcement that I will not be seeking re-election for the next term. So that means that I will fulfill my present duties as trustee for District 3 until December 2026. So that means I still have work to do, 6 more months, and please, let me know, and I continue to be eager to support and make a difference for our county, and especially students and their families. But I want to make sure that today I thank Jennifer Perna, Karen Williams, the whole cabinet, it just, the support, our Superintendent Chavez, and every member that is here today, and Beverly, who's not here. But I have learned from each one of you so much in the work that you all do and the difference that you make in students' and families' lives. You might not see it really directly, but the way that the decisions are made here, and how the importance of working as a team and listening to each other. I want to say that Lounge kind of taught me that. The opportunity of really seeing the different levels, students, teachers, staff, it just makes even this work even more fulfilling. So it has been many months, and I have been, making the decision was not easy. It was not easy because I am very blessed for this opportunity, and I from my heart, I want to continue, but I had to put many things into perspective, which means that I am not completely leaving because I still live in the county. I still consider myself an advocate and organizer. So, if the board ever needs anything, right, after December 2026. But I really want to say from my heart, thank you to everyone who has been supporting me. And the learning curve was big. All of you, I admire each one of you board members here because the knowledge that you bring and the information that you provide so many times has been amazing. So I just really want to say again from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone, and still 6 more months to go. So thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Bonini?
I don't have any comments.
Thank you. Trustee Love?
Wow, that's big news, and thank you for sharing that, and I'm very sad about that, but I appreciate that these decisions are always difficult, and you've contributed so much to the board, so I'm learned a lot from you and have grown, so I really appreciate that, and you've been the voice for so many in our county, always consistently, so thank you for that, and I know we'll celebrate you more, but I just wanted to share that. And I was just hoping that maybe Ahan and Kelly could connect with Julie Hilborn about a resolution and/or learn about what's happening with Seeds to Solutions, because it does deal with a lot of these different topics, like air pollution and things. And welcome to Sharon Zimmern, and I hope that she can collaborate with our school programs. And thanks, everyone.
Thank you. I will say that our students who spoke already reached out via email, so we will help redirect. Trustee O'Neill?
I just asked and wanted to ask Marco for an update on Rollins Road.
I can provide that to the board on the weekly update, if that's okay, or because it's not agendized, and I don't know if we can speak to that.
I think that would be most appropriate because then we can all generate any questions that we might have and then have a broader discussion.
Say that again?
I think the weekly update is best for right now, like as a starting point,
Yeah.
and then we can find hopefully space on the agenda to add that so that way we can all generate questions and have a broader discussion as a whole.
Yeah. And I'm happy to connect with you individually. Yeah.
Okay, and that's about it.
Thank you. Wow, so many things for me to share. First, thank you to Vice President Gerard for stepping in to cover for me for emergencies. I'm so glad I can always rely on her. Thank you to Trustee Arias for your vulnerability and your honesty and transparency and just all the work that you've done. Really appreciate working with you and really have to maximize these next 6 months. But I know I always see you out in the community, so I know you're not going to be too far away. I also want to just thank the opportunity for my own learning and growing. I've been able to attend a few conferences that have not just helped me learn. It's just also very empowering to just be with so many amazing leaders and just learn from them, and it just ignites more excitement from me. And sometimes when I feel like I'm going to burn out, it can be very refreshing to just hear the amazing work that's happening throughout the state of California and then nationally. So I was able to attend the California Charters, Authorizers, Professionals Conference. I think I butchered that name, but it's something like that. I also went to the California Association for Latino Superintendent and Administrators, and I know some of our staff were also there, so it was amazing to see them and connect. And then with Trustee Arias, I was also at the National Association of Latino Elected Officials. Wow, there's just so many amazing leaders, and again, just very empowering and very thankful and grateful for the opportunities to just further grow in this role. And that's all I have. For item 9, we have our adjournment. The next meeting will take place on Wednesday, August 19th, 2026 at 7 p.m. And this meeting is now adjourned.